We've shown you the 2021 schedule for Nebraska. Now I'm going to give you a projected record based off of that schedule. I want to make it clear that this is not an official prediction. We won't be doing predictions until really summertime because there's a lot to get to when we research these teams and a lot of things that could still happen with the transfer portal and all of that. But this is just a rough guess based off of their odds to win each game, based off of how good these teams are expected to be when we look at last year and then what each team has coming back this year. So 3-5 last season. Can they improve on that record? It was a weird year, obviously, last year, only playing 8 games. But that would maybe be the equivalent of going 4-8 or maybe 5-7, I should say. And that's not going to be good enough. I think Nebraska really is looking to at least get to a bowl game this year. And for this projection, the way we do it is we use this scale here. So if the game is a 50-50 game, it'll say in white, 41 to 59%, a game that I think could go either way, a game where I think the spread is going to be less than a touchdown, 3 or 4 points, and really, one that's a swing game. I mean, it could go either way. If it's less than 10%, it'll be in red, 10 to 25 in orange, 26 to 40 in yellow, 60 to 74 in purple, 75 to 90 in blue. And if they have more than a 90% chance to win, it will be in green, and that is where we will start with Nebraska. You get one game, Southeast Louisiana. That will be the easy win for Nebraska, the one that is over 90%. And honestly, that's it. That's the only easy win on this schedule for the Cornhuskers. You go into the blue now, 75 to 90%, and I think you can throw Buffalo in there. And with everything they're losing from last year, Buffalo might be a one that's in the green. I think they're in the high end here of the blue, close to 90%. But still, it's a quality group of 5 team. They've proven they can do it for several years now. So that's not going to be a show up and win type game. They're going to have to bring it. And those 2 games, those should be wins for Nebraska. Now we go to the other side of this scale. We go to the games where I think they're going to be underdogs. And you look at the orange here, 10 to 25%. Those are games where I think Nebraska is going to be a double-digit underdog. 10 to 20 points somewhere in there. And I think you've got a couple of them that you're just not going to expect Nebraska to win. That's Oklahoma and Ohio State. Oklahoma, playing them on the road, obviously going to be very, very tough. Ohio State, they really haven't competed with them in the last few years. So I just don't see Nebraska having much of a chance in either one of these games. It would be a big upset if they were able to pull one of these off. So again, these are games where I think they will be pretty big underdogs. We go to the next level, the yellow here. And these are games where you're talking about a touchdown underdog, 7-8 points somewhere in there. I think you've got one. I think you got Wisconsin here, playing them on the road. Wisconsin team is probably going to be a top 15, top 20 team at least. I think they're going to be a clear favorite. Not a huge favorite. It's not a game that Nebraska can't win, but it will be very tough. And I think Wisconsin will clearly be the favorite. And here's the thing for Nebraska. When you look at the rest of the schedule, Illinois, Michigan State, Northwestern, Michigan, Minnesota, Purdue, Iowa, I think all of these games are 50-50 games. I think all of these games really could go either way. Illinois, you look at them and where they finished last year and you think, well, Nebraska is better than Illinois. Well, I mean, the Illini beat them last year, plus the game is on the road this year. It's to start off the season. So, I have a hard time saying that Nebraska will be a clear favorite in that game. Michigan State on the road, going to be a tough one. Northwestern, I think, will be down from where they were last year. That gives Nebraska a chance, plus they're playing at home. Same thing with Michigan. Minnesota going to be a tough matchup on the road. Purdue is a home game. You like Nebraska's chances there. And then Iowa, yeah, they're probably going to be a top 25 team. Nebraska probably is not, at least to start the year off. But they're playing at home. They're playing in a rivalry there late in the year, last game of the season. I think Nebraska will have a chance in that game. And I think, yes, I would favor Iowa by a slight margin, but it would only be 3 or 4 points. And that's why the game stays in the white. So the majority of their schedule really is filled with games that could go either way. And so when we do this projection, we count the blue and the green as wins, the orange and the red as losses, and then we average the rest out. If it's in the 40% range in the yellow, we use 40%. If it's in the white, we use 50%. If it's in the purple, we use 60%. And then we just average out the rest of the game. So with these 8 games, it's pretty simple math here because they're almost all 50-50 games. When you average them all out, you pretty much split them, and Nebraska's record would be 6-6. That's the record for Nebraska. the projected record for 2021. Again, this is not an official prediction, but you know, I think you would be okay with that if you're a Nebraska fan, getting to a bowl game at least. I know Nebraska fans would like to do much better. They have the opportunity to do much better because, again, there are a lot of games that they can win. They can get to 7 or 8 or 9 wins if things go their way. But on the flip side, it could be another 4-8, 5-7 type year where they don't even get to a bowl game. So I think that's a pretty fair projection, kind of in the middle there. 6-6 for Nebraska. Do you agree or do you disagree? Give me your thoughts on this team down in the comments below. Give me your projection. What do you think their record's going to be?